Clap it up for Angel is everybody. Straight from East
It's all about the vibe you put out there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about like kind of like a lot of people put too much. You know, I always say it as a joke because I think it's funny, but that Michael Scott line it says, "I'm not like superstitious, I'm a little stitious." You know, like it's always funny to always have that in mind, but not really like use it as like fuel or just stop.
Right. Yeah, like
There's a lot. Sometimes even like walking under a ladder, I think I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna have bad luck? Or something, you know.
I had thought about that a while back, and I made the assumption because I work like I do tech work, like trade work, so I'm on ladders a lot. Like it's not because it's bad luck; it's because that way nothing doesn't hit you in the head, like because your tools, you know. Like I drop tools all the time, bro. I drop tools from a lift. I'm like, oh shit! Like, I'm glad nobody was there, bro.
What's the highest you've ever gone up?
Oh, like 55-foot boom lift, like all the way, like climbing over and shit. Yeah. I have like some footage of it, but it's once you get up there, it's like I'm used to it now. Like a lot of people like wear harnesses, but we don't wear harnesses.
I hate hikes.
Yeah,
I hate them. I've been to the Needle in Seattle.
Oh fuck.
And then you know how you walk over and it's over the glass, bro.
Yeah.
I don't get like scared, but I think it's more when I'm like looking over.
Yeah.
That's when I get like all like weary and like weird feeling in my stomach. I don't like
it. Yeah. No, it's a challenge. You know? Like I was just in Yosemite last week, and I climbed. We were like chilling at the river right there.
Yeah.
And like we were seeing people climbing up. Like it wasn't that big of a rock, bro, but the river got wide, so it was deep. People were jumping off. I was like, oh, that shit can't be bad. And then once I got up there, like, oh, shit, bro. Like, when I was, 10 years ago when I was, like, 21, I'll be fucking diving off that shit like nothing. But now it's like a little, oh, shit.
You start thinking about it more.
Yeah, a little worried,
It's like the life kind of, like, hardens you a little bit or experience your life.
And lets you know you're not that young neither, right?
For real. Honestly, that's so funny that you say that. I had that realization, like, 4th of July. I took some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Can you say that? It's
cool. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
I ate some mushrooms. I think it was like a nice, like fat one. And I was just chilling in the pier, like by the pier, just sitting down right next to the coffee spot. And I think they had like the corn dogs. And I'm just sitting there, dude, and I just see mobs and mobs and mobs of people. And I'm just thinking about my life, thinking about where I'm going, what I've done, and where I'm at. And it just hit me. I'm like, oh my God. All these people look like kids to me. Does that mean I'm getting old? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just hit me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like getting old. I'm like, I'm 34
for sure.
You know, so I don't feel like I'm that old.
Yeah,
you know in my head.
Yeah,
But sometimes my body tells me otherwise.
Right.
But in my head, I feel like I'm still young. I still feel like, dude, I look at myself when I was like younger, and I was like, I feel like I'm better now than what I was before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm 31, so we're right. Like, I thought about it like recently. Like, damn, I kind of feel like I'm in my like, that's the cliche or that's the thing. Like, oh, when you hit 30, like your mind connects with your body, and I feel like my coordination's at like its best right now, and oh shit, like I'm like, oh, I gotta
like prime.
Yeah, like I gotta stay tapped in because it's not gonna last forever neither.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like you can always reach your prime, your new prime.
Right.
Like new levels to life.
Yeah.
Because there's always ways. I don't feel like you're always gonna grow in every single aspect of life. I always feel like you're gonna grow in different varieties of life because in order to succeed, you have to kind of go crazy, and in order to go crazy, you have to like singulate whatever you're trying to do. Like some people want to go crazy in their bodies, so you notice that they change their physique, but maybe their money's down a little bit, or not as heavy as it is. Yeah. And I've noticed people that go heavy with their money, bro, they gain a little weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're just working, they're grinding, they're just eating. It's just like they're just eating bad, and they're just making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they gain a little bit of weight, and then eventually you'll notice they hit like some type of wall, and they're like, oh man, I need to go back to like focusing on myself.
Yeah. Yeah, like even rappers too, like they'll be skinny as fuck, bro. Like everybody like smoked out, and then they'll get into the gym and start tapped in with that, right?
Yeah, like everything's a game.
Yeah.
And there's like you said, there's like rappers, there's like people who have like all types of entrepreneurs, and they have to figure out that level of how to make that money in their niche or whatever they're like doing,
Yeah, trying to keep it balanced out.
And that's life, like balance. It's finding your balance, and you're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to sacrifice the good shit too. like, or like I don't want to sacrifice like my, not, of course not my health to the point where I'm gonna be super sick and fucking, knocking on death's door, but like I don't want to sacrifice anything of my health, but I still want my ventures to be successful. And like it's fucked up that, well, it's not fucked up, but it's life. But it's crazy that you do have to sacrifice good things too, like the bad shit, like the whatever it may be, the over drinking, the drugs, the negativity, like that's whatever that needs to go anyway. But the like sacrificing good shit, like just to really be successful, is like, damn, there's a for sure a cost. There's a cost on those good things, and even like family time. That it's enjoyable, but
everything has a price,
right?
Whether it's good or bad. There's no good with no bad, and no bad with no good. And I know, like you just mentioned right now, like the drinking and the drugs and all of that. Like I do feel like there are certain things that were created that are pretty bad for you. Like a lot of man-made drugs are bad. I'm a big promoter of like, plants over pills, because it really did help me during like my life for a variety of reasons, like physically and mentally, and, a lot of things. And I feel like at some point it could be bad. Like it's all about if you know yourself and being self-aware of like who you are as like a person. Like I know a lot of people that have like no self-control, that have like an addictive personality, that maybe shouldn't try things or shouldn't do things,
right?
Because you should know yourself. We're all different.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Who's to say that one person can't be stupid high, work out or do a bunch of things or run certain things, and compared to a person that smokes and goes to sleep, like I'm different from you. We're all individual. So,
and that's okay.
But that doesn't mean that just because one thing treats one person or a certain target of people a certain way, it's like wrong. And it's kind of like, I think when I started my brand, Broke Boys, like a long time ago, it was more about creating a service and like really being embedded in the community, like being in there with like brands who really want to make a change and really want to bring like the health aspect of like weed, into like mainstream society, because we're so targeted that we're not allowed to kind of voice the positive of what it really is.
Right.
So I feel like finding the right balance to explain and educate people.
Yeah, because even if it's been legalized for a long time and there's been a big push forward, there's still like kind of a little like stigma as far as like
it's huge.
It's an indulgent thing, and you're gonna be stoned and you're gonna be fucking like you're gonna be
and it's
down
mainly
bad.
with like the older community,
right,
because they really don't know. They were just educated that it's like really bad. Dude, I've gotten my mom faded. We've had edibles together. Like she's come over to my place. She got like really stoned and we hung out. And she's like, I've had the best sleep I had, like, taking some edibles and stuff. Like, and I don't think it's bad. And even though she's very religious, so she just doesn't really like, she tried it and she's like not about it because she's really religious. But I feel like it would really help.
Yeah, for
a lot
sure.
of people.
It's undeniable. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
Like I go through phases with my smoking. Like sometimes, like when I have things not under control, you never have it under control. But when I have a little bit of a groove, like I'll start toking a little bit and just a little bit, and it'll get me like a little like just kind of like zoned in, like a specific little lane that I'm thinking, and then it'll kind of make me think differently. But then other times, if I smoke and it's not the right time, or I'm like a little too busy or overwhelmed with work or tasks at home, chores and shit like that, I'll get a little oh shit, a little fucking dicey. But it's I think too, like it's the overindulgence at a young age that can stray people away from it. And because I for sure was smoking too much at too young, 15. By 15, 16, I was smoking every day, multiple times a day, which it's a lot of people, and I think I'm okay. I don't know what the effects were, but that's like I think that's kind of what turns people off. Like once they get out of that phase, like, oh shit, like, nah, I gotta be chill. But yeah, it's a balance, because I remember last year there were some points where I would like smoke and like stretch, bro, and I would feel like fucking like blissful, bro, like just everything was just like in tune, and I gotta get back. But everything was rolling though. Like I was lifting a lot, and I was in shape, and things were good.
It's like knowing yourself too. You can't. I realized too. I'm like, oh, you want to? Sometimes in my head, I feel like for me, like smoking weed is so kind of like normal. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
But when I'm around other people, I'm like, oh my god, it's like not really that normal. It's just normal in my head, because to me, it does feel just something that I have ADHD. So when I do, it helps me really focus and like zone in. I used to use it for my sciatica because I had really bad back problems when I was bigger. So it was really
Right.
hard for me to kind of do the normal life. So there's like variety of reasons, and I guess during the time of me using it, I just became more
Tolerant.
yeah, my tolerant level
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
like
for sure.
skyrocketed, so
Yeah, if if you don't mind, like, just bro, because some of your content, like, you talk about your journey as far as
hmm
like your fitness and your health, bro. Like, if you don't mind talking about that, like, I would really be interested in like what that was like, because like one time I heard was, I think, do you know who Cameron Haynes is? He like fucks. He was like with Joe Rogan. He's like a hunter and an athlete.
okay.
Anyways, they were having an episode, bro, and they were like, oh, like they were talking about fitness and health, and it's like, things are possible. Like, they're elaborating on like losing a lot of weight.
hmm
He's like, like, you could lose all that weight. I don't know if you'll become a beast, but you could still do it. And Joe Rogan's like, bro, like, anybody that does something like that, like, they're a beast, because that effort they have to put in. Like, he
hmm
described it as a Herculean effort, and I was like, oh shit, like, because there's all like everybody's different starting points and where you end up at. But, like, there's no skipping effort. There's no skipping like all the hard part of the journey.
I mean, I always feel like your work kind of shows eventually, over
Right.
time. And I feel like we all get lost in the sauce. Like we all want to just have a certain diet. We all want to live a certain diet, follow somebody's routine, or this person lost this much weight by doing that. And I've always really tried to like block that out. I really
Right.
just try to
Right.
just be like who I had a tough journey like doing it because I had to lose weight because I got hurt. I was at my heaviest. I think I was like 400 and like 450. I was like 447, something like that. And I remember I hurt my back and I went to the emergency room. Couldn't move. Like I got up in the middle of the night. I had to use the restroom, and I sat down to use the restroom. My back just kind of like pulled as I tried to get up. And it was just like the worst pain in my life. I started yelling. I couldn't stand up straight. I like leaned back against the wall, bro. I was in the worst pain of my life. I couldn't sit, stand. I couldn't do anything until at that point. I think I was going through a tough time, so I like left a really bad relationship. So I was staying at my parents while I was transitioning into getting my own place. And at that time, I told my parents, I'm like, dude, I need to go. I think I was like 24 or 25. It's like I need to go to no, maybe I was like 25, 26. I was like, I need to go to the hospital. I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong? So they took me to the hospital, and the doctor was like, oh, I was trying to get you onto the MRI machine, but you're too big. Like I can't get you into the
Yeah.
MRI machine. But they did like X-rays and they noticed that I had like something was wrong with my back. And then later I ended up going to like a more heavier duty one, and they saw that I had like some sciatica, but it was also more in depth. It was something with like my nerve, like it like moves and it creates like the same pain as sciatica. So in order for me to repair it, I have to have surgery, or I'll have like occasional flare-ups throughout like my whole life.
Right.
So I was like, I knew a few people in my past life where they had surgery and they came out a lot worse, or it was just not really like they didn't do much for them. So I didn't want to go like the surgery route, and I just kind of like started just strengthening my back and working out and doing a lot of chiropractor. I have a really really good chiropractor in Irvine who's been great. He's helped me like since my whole journey when I was like my biggest till now, and just slowly working over time. I mean, it's been a journey, man. Like it's been seriously a journey. I feel like I want it to be a lifestyle more than anything, something that somebody can kind of like live day in and day out. Life changes, life fluctuates. Life tests you all the time. So I never wanted it to change, and I never wanted to be like those type of people that lost a lot of weight and then gained it back and then gained it more back and then never found a way to have that energy. I wanted to keep it consistent throughout my life and find a way to have it fuel my life too.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
were you able to find that?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that slowly I'm able to find that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible,
Yeah.
bro. And just like, congratulations, because I know
Thank you.
from my experience and whatever I've dealt with in life, like, bro, like, pain and overcoming things like that is not fucking something we should take for granted ever, bro. And like,
Back pain is probably one of the worst pains. Like when people tell me they have back pain, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like there's literally nothing you can do
right.
other than
Yeah.
feel sorry for a person. Like any little movement, anything is just the worst pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that back injury kind of like is what made you realize that there was a change to be made.
Yeah, I mean, it sparked it because I
Right.
had to. It was either like this is gonna be your life, like handicapped, pretty
Right.
much my whole life, or you're
Yeah.
gonna lose weight. So the first year and a half, my exercise was walking.
Right.
That was painful for me. So I that's what introduced like weed a lot. I would smoke and then walk, just walk. That was a lot. And then once I was able to lose a little bit of weight and strengthen my back or feel normal again, because there were times where I had flare ups. I couldn't walk. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. And I still, lived a normal life. I had to go to a job. I had a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I had a full time job. I
Yeah,
still
life
had like
doesn't stop.
life doesn't
Yeah,
stop.
no,
You still
nah.
have to go and do your thing. And I was very, I always showed up to work, dude. There was times where I was driving to work on the 405 freeway, crying like in pain because I couldn't sit down properly in the car, and I had to get to work by like 7:30. And I'm like in so much pain. Then I get to work and I'm in so much pain sitting down. I'm like pacing around my cubicle, like it was just so much pain. I remember going on road trips with my cousins to go to like like those Rise events,
Right.
where people do like the motivational speaking and all that. We would go to San Francisco. I would be laying down, rolling from side to side in the back seat of my cousin's car, having to stop the car because I needed to stretch because I would feel like shocking pain down my nerves. And I had such an abnormal life for, I would say, like 5 years. It was abnormal. Like it just sporadic pains. I would wake up, my legs would start cramping, like really bad cramps in my calves. It was the most painful time of my life. So like now, like when I feel normal and I feel great, I'm really like appreciative. Like I'm really
Right.
like, oh my God, like dang, like this life that I have, this body that I have, I really, really, really worked hard for. And it's
Yeah.
really hard for me to like, it's really hard for me to be like sad at times because I've been through hell.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
That's
it could
beautiful.
always be worse. Like it could
Yeah.
always be worse. You could be laying in a bed, not even being able to move. You can be like, there's so many worse things that you can be. So it's like, be appreciative of what you have.
For sure. Is it like almost like dreamlike when you look back at that time of your life? Like, bro, that's no, like
Yeah.
that was real. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I feel like I look back at some of my teenage years or whatever. Like, bro, that was it. Like, fuck, that was really my life.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it just feels like I was just a completely different person, different lifestyle. I mean, my lifestyle was I wanted pizza from Pizza Hut or pizza from Domino's and wings from Pizza Hut, and I'd have them both show up at the same time. I had like I would have like 2 dinners. I was really big. I was huge, but I also was in a bad place.
Right.
I
yeah.
had to get myself out of there, and like either that or life does it for you. Like either life finds a way to like change you
Yeah,
or break you. And I feel like both happen and had to make some change.
So definitely like the first, I would say maybe the first few years were probably like
Yeah.
very little progress, like little
Yeah.
to no progress. And then how did you keep yourself motivated to get to the point where like you start seeing progress?
It was just building a routine. Like I had no life for like the first 2 years. I would wake up, go to work for 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day, go to the gym, come home, shower, change, and lay down. I was so miserable. I was in like the worst state of mind. The only thing that kept me going was like a dream of being like normal. There was like, it's so cliche, but I had like a body that I have in mind, and I had like a certain like person I wanted to be, and I had like this whole thing, and I knew that the only way I was gonna get there was if I was consistently working. And don't get me wrong, I took like breaks here and there, and I lived life, and I
You went
went
up
on
and down.
vacations
Yeah.
and went up and down like everybody, but
Right,
I
yeah, you have to.
stayed the course. And then it wasn't eventually till like you said, maybe like the third, maybe fourth year where I was like, okay, I really kind of need to like focus more on like my fitness and lock in more and like really just commit to the gym. And I started to do that, and it really changed my life because I feel like the gym gave me discipline to maybe want to start my own like entrepreneurialism.
Right.
So being consistent at that allowed me to do more. And then I realized that I wanted to bring that entrepreneurialism into my normal life and move out of the 9 to 5 rat race. So when I found an avenue for that, I took the pedal off fitness,
Right.
and then I focused more on like my financials
Yeah.
and switching my profession.
Yeah.
Where like I was still doing this, but not to the full extent, like going crazy. Because in
Yeah.
order to make change, you need to go crazy, in my opinion. So it was finding balance. So I feel like consistently throughout life, I've always grown in different aspects of my life that have kept me moving.
Right. Yeah. Like
like just kind of like rock climbing.
Yeah.
You know?
Time at
and slowly building. And I feel like once I build that solid foundation, which I feel like I am right now, I'm able to really focus on everything at once, like my body, my businesses, my financials, and it gives you freedom for like family and to do things too. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's interesting you said like, oh, it was just a dream because people, we have your dream was literally just health and to have a body that you could rely on and everything.
Yeah.
Where people have these
Just
dreams
to be normal. I just wanted to walk
right,
normal. I wanted to
is
feel normal again. I was big, so tying my shoes, like doing normal things was hard for me. I mean, dude, wiping my butt was hard. For
Yeah.
a certain period of time in my life, I was huge. I see pictures of myself, I see videos of myself, and I was like, man, how? Like, how do people, like, how do you get to that point? And obviously, you're just like on cruise control. You're like a robot. You're
Yeah.
not really living. You're just kind of like, I don't know, man.
Operating,
And
yeah.
and I don't ever see myself hopefully getting to that unless, God forbid something happens. But it's just
Yeah.
crazy.
And just because people think of like, oh, the dream is like, oh, it's a 20 mil, bro, a mansion and everything,
Yeah.
and you had that simplest dream. But I think that also like fortifies you to move forward in everything else now too, and like your entrepreneurship and
Yeah.
how you want to continue, like, cause you started there and now you're here, and then so these other dreams and everything, like, bro, I already achieved one of the hardest dreams possible. That was all like the only reward was for yourself, like you still have to grind and do all the money,
Yeah.
all the hustle and keep up your fitness, but that's
Yeah.
still something like, it's fucking priceless.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is too. Like at the end of the day, like we come into this world by ourselves and we leave by ourselves. So I feel like we are a tool, and like we need to be working on ourselves consistently throughout life. And that's the only thing. Like our legacy is like the only thing that that we leave behind. So I figured like the only way to make a legacy is to do it for yourself and figure out a way to do it, because in this day and age, dude, you can monetize anything. You can make
Right.
money off of anything as long as you're good at something, or you're good at promoting something, or you're just passionate about anything. Like nowadays, people don't really have passion anymore about
Right.
things. Like I feel like AI is so good for us to progress as like a society, but we're gonna regress as like humans.
Yeah,
Because we're allowing like a computer to almost do anything for us. I mean, I use ChatGPT all the time.
right.
It's so good to do certain research on just
Yeah, it's
anything
incredible.
and everything.
Yeah.
But I also realize like, wow, it's gonna make me too reliant on something.
Yeah, it's
Like how factual is it? How am I gonna check that? Like there's so many things, but I guess that's progress.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's that same balance, right? But yeah, it's gonna make people like a lot more gray, right? Or like a lot less personality and like individualism. But I think that's or still be grounded in what we do, like on a day-to-day basis, and the people we interact with, and the good or bad influences that are around us.
I think that what is around you matters a lot too.
Right.
Like and it's not necessarily like you need to have people that are doing the exact same thing you're doing. I think you need to have people that have the same type of energy you have.
Right.
Because I think that energy is everything. Energy can't be like what is that saying? Energy can't be created or destroyed, right? It can only be transferred.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I think about like energy a lot. Like, do you ever meet people and just kind of like feel like you've known them?
Yeah.
Just kind of like connect.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like that energy is kind of like different.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you meet people and you're like, man, I don't really mess with this guy.
Yeah.
And I like, have you ever thought to yourself, where does that stem from? Like, why do you think we get those type of feelings?
The only answer that comes to mind would be like almost like past life, like some type of past life, and like instincts maybe too, like our evolutionary instincts that know like, oh, this person's part of my tribe, I guess, like without, but they're new. But yeah, it's like meeting. I had a homie, like rest in peace to Brandon. Like when we met, he knew who I was from school, but I didn't know who he was. And like we're just on the bus, and he's like, "What's up?" Like, Blaze it. I'm like, "Nah, I got a drug test." Like there was no handshake. Like, "What's up?" "Oh, I'm this guy." It's like, Blaze it. Like, "Nah, I got a drug test for my job." And like that's how we became friends, bro. It was like no, there was no introduction, no that point where like, "Oh, like where'd you grow up?" And this and that. It was like middle of a conversation immediately, like first sentence. So like, I don't know. It's really hard to describe. I would think instincts, and then I get past life. I'm like, I don't know, maybe that too.
You know, it's funny you say that, like the past life, but you mentioned your friend. Like when I first started my grind, I was trying to make money because I was making really big purchases from China. So there's like about a few $1,000s that you're buying at a time. So I was working for the county. I wasn't making good money. So I would do Uber after work. After the gym, I would Uber for like a few hours trying to make extra money. One time I picked up, he's like one of my best friends right now. And I picked up Fernando Padilla. And he was like, oh man, hey, can you do me a favor and take me to like a dispensary? And I was like, yeah, bro, for sure. Yeah, I didn't know who he was at all. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, this was maybe like almost 5 years ago. And no, maybe like 4 years ago. And we're going to a dispensary. And as we're going, we're close to my apartment. And I'm like, bro, let me smoke you out. We started, by that time we were already talking. So I already kind of knew a little bit about him. He was a cool guy. I was like, oh, I want to make this guy my friend because he fit my brand and everything I was trying to promote.
Right.
So I was like, bro, let me smoke you out. You know, if you like my weed, I'll hook you up. Like we can talk business and like you know, become some type of partnership or whatever. So he's like, yeah, and I was like, if you don't like it, I'll take you to a dispensary. I'll cancel the ride and I'll take you myself on my dime.
Yeah,
don't worry
no
about
worries.
it. And then he ended up like pulling over. We ended up smoking. He liked the weed, and we just became friends after that. You know, we just became friends after that. And dude, that's just motion creates something.
Right,
what I'm saying is like that made me realize like as long as I'm hustling to create something for something, life is gonna create a path for you.
Right.
You
Which
know?
that was literally what I wanted to ask. Like, because you're in that journey and you're not you're progressing internally, spiritually, and then you started to see the physical progress. But then there's like that help started arriving, right? Like you start like when you're really hustling and passionate, bro. Like you get these little like these gifts, bro. Like you meet
little
this
doors, boost of energy,
this person,
power-ups.
and then you meet this one person, and then it goes like 3 more, and like, oh, now I'm here, like, oh, what the fuck, like, and that started happening, and I mean, if it was, and then you have like, it's also hard to like, because there's that little moment where I'm sure you hesitated, like, oh, should I just take? You probably got a good vibe from each other, and it was cool, but you probably hesitate, like, oh, should I actually like say like, oh, we'll chief it on our own and it's good, or let me just be chill and I'll just take him to the dispensary, drop him off, and continue on with both your separate lives. But essentially, if you would have chose that the less brave decision, you know, the more intimidated decision, we wouldn't even be here right now for this episode, bro, to be even hearing that story. And it's weird that like that those little little moments of bravery, right? Those open up everything
those
too,
little,
bro.
like that little willingness to put yourself out there, because there's so many people that don't. Like, what's the worst that can happen? No.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No, thanks, bro. All right, bro. And then, you know what's funny is I used to think like that. Like I used to want to like not do things, you know, when I was younger. And then I realized like the only person that's losing is myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the only person, because after I leave, I've always felt more bad not doing something than doing something, because I don't know what the outcome is, and that shit drives me nuts.
Right.
I want to know, dude. Just tell me to my face. You don't like me? Tell me to my face. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want something. You don't want me to do something. Tell me. But not knowing, like for me, that would suck. Like I'd be thinking about wanting to ask it or wanting to do it again, or wanting to, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I ever since I realized how being self-aware, like I realized like, man, it just feels good. I'm just gonna do it, and no matter the outcome. And then I started doing things and then not getting the outcomes I wanted, and that would not feel good. And then I was like, what can I do? And then I started saying like, okay, have a nice life, you know, like, and then you put it back in the back of your head, like it's
you
done.
just let go of it.
Done,
Yeah, right.
You know.
Yeah, your like philosophy and kind of how your mindset. Yeah, I find it really interesting. Did you use like any books or like people, or was it just all self-developed?
I think I just had it like as a kid. I mean, my first job, I was like 13 years old. My parents went to the swap meet in Orange Coast College, and I saw a guy selling like toys, right? Like those remote control RC cars that you used to plug into like the control and it used to charge. And they were just sitting there. And I remember just walking up and staring at his table and being like, man, you know, you would sell a lot more toys if you had like a kid like me playing with them. And he's like, oh yeah, how would you play? How would you sell them? And I got behind there and I did like a full, like, I guess, interview.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I want to hire you, you know, like on the spot. And then that started my I started working at the Swami from like 13, 14, 15, 16 till I was able to get like a normal job.
Right.
You know, I was making like, as a kid, 13 years old, I was making like $75 a weekend. You know, no weekends though, but I was hustling,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and then
for sure.
that was my whole life, bro. Ever since I got that first job, I've never really had like weekends where like a lot of kids go out and like party and do this. Don't get me wrong, I partied and had my fun
Yeah,
and
you
this
got
and that, but for the majority of my life, and I guess a lot of people in like my circle in my life too, like always hustling
Right,
since
yeah.
kids, like teenagers, like my cousins, they were working at the Swami hustling with me too, you know. So it was always just grinding,
Yeah.
finding a way to grind.
Did your presence in the RC, did it help business? And
Yeah,
the
bro,
RC
I
cars?
was
Yeah.
getting scouted by people. Like I had a kettle corn guy come and offer me more money, like $10 more a day to go work for him. And I was working there for a while, and we would go do like fish fries and carnivals, and I was making bank working with
Yeah.
him. And then I had like this snow cone guy come, and he was offering me like $85 a day, and I was like, hell yeah. So I had like, and then I had like this clothing guy who really changed my life. Like this guy was like a trapper. I was 15 years old, and I was working with like heavy like trapper guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He had his own store on like 4th Street. It was called G's Clothing. At that time, I had no idea. I thought this guy was just like some entrepreneur with his own clothing brand, but he was doing like a lot,
Yeah.
you know. And I was working for him,
doing his thing.
hustling. He was doing his thing. Like this guy was doing his thing, and I was like, I want to be like this guy when I grow up. He had like a model girlfriend, a convertible M3, bro. He was like doing 2 stores. He was running the Swami, taking care of his mom. He was the boss. Like he was the boss.
Yeah.
I was 15 years old. I was playing football, making money. Like, bro, I wanted to be like
Motion.
that guy. You know, he had motion, you know, and then like I worked for him for like 2 years, helped run like a couple of his stores. He gave me swag. I started wearing a lot of like Rockaware, LRG, Echo. Like I came out on like Telemundo when Jenny Rivera came down to like 4th Street. My boss like, go out there, wear my merch and start talking to them. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'd be like, I've always been like, I don't care. I'm gonna go do it.
Right.
So I put on his merch. I put on his hat, and I went out there and I started talking. I started like talking to Jenny Rivera, and they interviewed me on TV and all that stuff. It was pretty funny. I was like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah. That just the RC car story, and it led to everything. But have you ever read The Alchemist or heard about it?
I've heard about it, but I've never read it.
For sure. There's a part where the kid he gets stuck somewhere, and he just goes and asks somebody owns like a crystal shop, like a crystal shop, not methamphetamine,
Like
but
like the crystal.
Back in those days.
Yeah.
And he just, all right, well, I'll like I just need to work. I'm like gonna die out here of starvation. He's like, all right, boom, like just, and he cleans up the shop, and then it gets a little bit more business, and then he like, oh, let's start serving tea because we're at the top of the hill and it's hot up here, so let's start serving cold tea, and then it gets more business, and then the book continues. But just that RC start, that your RC car story, like that fucking part of that book, like fucking flared up in my mind, like, oh shit, that sounds like that, bro.
You know what killed me though? I've always been a hustler since a kid, and like I played football in college a little. Like I started to play football in college, and I was hustling. I was working at Burlington, doing my hustle there, and then I was doing a bunch of different things. And then at like 19, my uncle's like, hey, I started working at this temp agency. Do you want to go work? And I'm like, hell yeah. I took like an easy job, and I do feel like a 9 to 5 slowly kills you. I did it for 11 years. I really, really, really committed to that grind. Like really, I started from a temp agency, and I went all the way up to like an eligibility supervisor for like the assistance programs.
Was this like a desk job?
I was working for the County of Orange, the social services department.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was really committed. Like, I mean, I got in there and I was like, okay, I can make money. I have insurance. I have this. I have that. What do I do? Just tell me, because I don't know. Luckily, I was blessed to find certain people that would guide me, and I did it. And every time I would promote, I'd be like, man, this is not what I want. And then I'd promote again. I'm like, dang, this is not what I want. So I'd see another position. I would even dream about it. I would manifest them. I would dream about them. Be like one day, and then I would have like epiphanies, like, oh my God, like I've dreamt this. Like I have the exact same color purple shirt. I remember the balcony coming down, calling the clients' names. I remember all of that, And I remember each time I would promote, it's just not what I wanted, And I feel like the 9 to 5, that like corporate grind does kill you.
Yeah.
Like it's just finds a way to like slowly over time give you comfort, and I believe comfort kills.
Yeah, and it definitely kills you when you're not meant for it.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like you were never.
No, I mean, I
never meant
remember
for.
sitting in the lunchroom and like telling my friends, I'd be like, bro, I want to work from like my phone or like a laptop, or I don't know why I'm here. I feel like I'm locked, like I'm in a cage. And I remember at that time, I had like a few people in my circle that I would talk to and I would tell them. And luckily they gave me like the confidence to be like, bro, you only live once. And when I found a little platform like e-commerce platform, when I was like, this kind of pays for my life right now. I can
Right.
continue to kind of like live on this and try to build something or figure it out. Even if you fail, like who cares? I mean, they need great workers.
Right.
They need people that assimilate and can commit to them, and it's hard to find those. So if you're that, do that to yourself first. Give yourself a chance, and if you can't, then
You could always go back. Yeah.
always go back.
For sure.
And I realized I did it for a little bit. It's not what I kind of wanted. I wanted to give myself a little chance and try to figure it out and see where it kind of goes from there. And then at the end of the day, I know I can go, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Like, no problem.
Click on the email.
Yeah, got you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
To whom it may concern.
Yeah.
I can, especially now, like, I'm learning ChatGPT where if I was to work, I'm learning like AI and how, like, we're progressing.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to use, if I was to use the skills that I'm learning now to like another company, it's like another CEO, honestly.
Right.
I do so much. I do pop-ups. I do events. I collaborate with the biggest weed brands in the state.
Right.
Like there's so many. There's just. I just feel like as long as you work will find you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Was it like your parents or anything that gave you work ethic, or was it also more just internalized?
Oh yeah, I mean, my parents have always been my mom more than anything. She's always been like a really hard worker, a grinder. She's always like, but she does like that 9 to 5 grind. Always does the job. My dad, he worked for like a custodian company, like janitorial company for years until he did his own thing. Like he's always been like a little hustler, but my dad's always been scared.
Right.
Because of the language barrier, because being in a different country, a lot of different things where he never took risks. If my dad was to take risk, he's a very like smart guy. He's very like in tune with like things and how things sell and move, and if he was to apply himself a little, trust himself a little more, he probably would have done a few things.
Trust the universe.
Because he was able to make some really good money when he did his own company by himself.
Right.
And this guy does not even know like a lick of English. He was like learning as he was trying to get customers.
Hell yeah.
So he was making 6 figures in like his second, third year.
Hell yeah.
So he was doing okay. And I was just thinking like, man, imagine if you had a little bit, imagine if almost any person just has a little bit more faith and trust in themselves, how far you would progress, because you wouldn't second guess yourself. I know so many smart people that read so many books and have so many great ideas, and the one thing that stops them is action.
Right.
They have you just talk to them and they're just like a fountain of ideas and creativity, and you're like, bro, what are you doing? How come you haven't done anything? How come you haven't put that out on the table some way, somehow? Like, who cares? Because we're always so scared to look a certain type of way.
Right.
Like, that's the one thing that stops us. Like, oh, what are they going to think? What is Joe going to think? What is this? Like, dude, once you're able to overcome that, and don't get me wrong, that's hard. Because anytime you're doing something new, you really don't know what you're doing. So it's like, it brings that insecurity,
Yeah.
But the more you start doing things you don't know, I think the less insecure you become.
Yeah, because then the fact that, like, bro, you're going to have to fuck up.
Yeah.
When you're starting off, you're going to have to take some L's. And in something like this, you got to take the L's on camera. In business, you got to take the L's financially, and then with your family and your friends, and like people are like, oh shit.
Even in like relationships,
right?
You get dumped. You got to take an L and figure out why you got dumped. If you don't like analyze and assess why you got dumped or why you lost that money or why this didn't fail, then you're never gonna progress.
Right.
You got to
loop it back.
You're gonna become
back.
crazy. You got to figure out how to get out of that.
Back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's for sure too. Like that's the books and the podcasts and the motivational and this and that. It's like it's a little trap right there too, bro. Because you could watch it all, bro. You could do everything, and if you're not stepping forward, if you're not fucking putting your hand out there and shaking hands and fucking, introducing yourself, like nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change, bro.
What's the point in consuming if you're not producing?
Boom, punchline. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people just want to consume, and then when it's time for them to kind of put something out there, they're just kind of like, I don't know what to do.
Right there.
I don't know. Like we're just ever since like we're kids, a lot like even like especially like Hispanic parents. I know that I it took me a very very long time to stop doing this, but like second guessing myself.
Right.
You know, when I had like an idea, I'd be like, "Ah, should I or should I not?" And I feel like everything stems from like a kid, and like our parents, how they discipline us. Right, when we do something wrong, they scold us instead of teaching us how to do it the right way. They scold us and they're like, "No, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it." So then you like kind of like freeze and you get
Right.
stuck and you're
Right.
like, so how do I do it? You know, and
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
yelling at you and creating like this type of trauma that you carry for
Right.
however long you do, and then later in life you don't even realize that you have it because you're like, should I do this or not? And then you look back and you're like, oh shit, my mom's not here. Nobody's here to like yell me or tell me to do anything. You're like waiting for like that voice to tell you something because you don't really trust yourself, and you're just like, and then there's people that can't just get over that hill.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
You don't even know it's part of your operating system.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't
oh,
even
it's
know
built
it.
into me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it's unfortunate too. But like as I got older and and everything, I gotta accept. I was able to accept like, bro, it's my mom or my dad, they went through their things too, bro. Like it
Yeah.
was
Oh,
nothing, none of
yeah.
it was intentional. Like I want to
Mm-mm.
instill this in you,
Yeah.
and then too, like the progress now we represent the change, bro. And
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we're the ones helping people out, and
Circle.
yeah,
Like we have to reteach because our parents, like we forget everybody here, everybody, whoever you meet, we're all living our first lives.
right,
So we don't really like know. Our parents don't know. Our parents only know what they know. You
right,
know, so how are they gonna know anything different? And if we hold all this like grudge, which a lot of people, hold grudge and hold all of this
yeah,
stuff, so you're never gonna like really progress, right? Because in order to truly know something, the best way to teach it, the best way to learn is to teach it.
right,
You know, and why not teach it to the people you love the most? And like the best way to really like heal is to forgive. You know, and like that's kind of you would want if you want the best for yourself, you should want the best for the people around you.
yeah. Another thing I had to learn too was that I didn't work good out of like revenge and spite and like proving people wrong. Like, oh, like, bro, I'm gonna make it. Like, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
watch, bro. Like, you're talking shit or like this and that, and like
Yeah.
I had to realize that, bro. It's like I built this pressure and this type of like this. It was not sustainable. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
like everything would become so big. Like I had all this whole, this whole fucking all this like a armed force that I had to fight against of doubters or whatever all I had built up in my mind, and then I still had all the pressure of success and fucking dreams and man, money and everything. Like fuck, I gotta do that. Like I'm so far, and it just wouldn't work. And now I'm like just at this like this patient present. Like bro, if I win today, that's all that matters, bro.
Yeah.
One good podcast, one good question, one good clip, one good fucking beat, one hook, one verse, anything. Like one good day at my
Yeah.
day job, bro. It's
Yeah.
like I'm progressing. Man.
I was having a conversation with somebody earlier, and I the more I think about it, the more I believe it. Like small little wins create big splashes in your life, and because we all want like this whole world is so loud with so
Right.
many distractions
Right.
that we forget. Like man, we have to still live like a day to day. Like life is gonna have its peaks and valleys, and we
Right.
should enjoy them,
Right.
either the high and the low, because we don't know either without either, you know. And I feel like you just made a good point.
Yeah, and then too with the highlight reel, like the just highlights all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's life is a highlight, and it's I talked about it before, but it's like hard, right? Because I'm not gonna post like, oh, I just had a fucked up day,
Yeah.
like I was at work and look at I fucked this whole thing up and I cost my company fucking 5 bands, bro. Like
Yeah.
I fucking
How's
shit.
your day going?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can't do that either, but like so
Yeah.
it's hard to navigate. I think just being honest and open to like
Yeah.
for sure in these type of conversations on the like more long form conversations, I'm able to be honest and
Mhm.
a lot more open where I can't really like just be like, yo, like,
Yeah,
shit.
because social media is tricky because like social media is like a platform where okay, like your Instagram is a part of you, right? So who are you whenever you see the internet or the world, however you portray it, you know?
Right.
And sometimes, like I said, it's really hard for people to really showcase who they truly are.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that like finding that like way to promote yourself is kind of hard.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know? For a lot of people, I know some people that know who they are and what they do, and they are what they do, and their job is who they are, and they still struggle to do that. You know, so
Yeah.
it's just like a tough job. That's why people that are really promote themselves on social media, whether they're doing big or not, I'm like, bro, great job.
Yeah.
Because it's so much work, it's so much effort, and it's a lot of unseen effort. It's a lot of editing and a lot of like having an eye for it too.
Right.
You know, because you can't just put anything and everything out there too. You got to put something that's kind of like, you know, you have to find a way to either educate or entertain.
Right.
Right. That has to be kind of like how you get a market, and it takes a special certain someone to get that down. I
Yeah.
also think like social media is kind of like the lottery too,
Right. Right.
because it's just random.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah. Every video is a lottery ticket.
Yeah, you're just like, why you? You know, not in like a bad way or anything
Yeah.
like that, but it's just kind of like there's so many like talented and interesting people in
Right,
the
right,
world that
yeah.
deserve certain credit, and you're just like this random person that said a certain word or acted a certain way
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
blowing up, and you're like,
Catchphrase.
a catchphrase. You're like,
Yeah.
what?
And now
That's
the
crazy.
whole society accepts that.
Yeah.
That just one catchphrase, one
Yeah.
little. What did homegirl say? Oh, catch me outside. That
Dude,
fucking.
she's
Good,
going
yeah.
nuts.
Boom. Just
I think
one.
she was the one that started, like, was she the first viral sensation girl, or was it These Nuts guy?
Like the catchphrase people. No, I don't know.
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
maybe the Instagram people, right? Because like I think like
because Vine was
Vine
big
was
too.
pop. I
Vine.
never made it to the Vine. I
No.
fell off the Vine, bro.
Yeah.
I never caught it on Tarzan and that shit.
There's like Vinecoin coming out. I
Yo,
think, or
shit.
something like that, dude. Do you invest in Bitcoin?
I just have some Ethereum
Or
or like crypto. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just have some Ethereum, but I don't really look at it. Like there was a little transitional phase in my
Yeah.
life where like I had kind of slowed down with my music, and like we
Mhm.
lost our studio, and like
Yeah.
kind of like our crew went separate ways, and I was like, oh shit, like I try to like find an outlet in crypto, and then like I was trying to like do research and invest and
Yeah.
do this and buy these low key coins from these like Japanese apps and shit. And
Yeah.
later on, I realized like, oh, I don't give two fucks about this shit, bro. Like I don't care at all. Like I ain't gonna be watching no charts, no nothing, bro. Like, I'd just rather have my money in a like whatever I have, put in a saving, get a little 3% interest rate, and I'm good, and keep building my whatever I'm building. You know, like
save up to get a property.
Right.
Best thing you can do right there.
Build
man, it's hard, bro. I remember the first time I don't mess with like cryptocurrency or anything like that, but I do mess with like stocks. And the first time I got into stocks, bro, first mistake I made, the first biggest mistake that you couldn't make is don't listen to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to somebody else that didn't know what they were doing, bro, and I lost so much money in the beginning, bro. And I hate it.
They sound like low key like get rich quick schemes too, right? Like they like
you start investing in the penny stocks, you know, and you're like, oh man, it can blow up at any moment, go from like 3 cents to $1. You know how much you can make, and you're like, dude, I just bought a million units at 3 cents each. You know what I'm saying, or whatever you're buying at that time.
I was like in a just a conversation like at a party or something, and like somebody told me like I got 12 million shares of Dogecoin. Like, what the fuck you mean? You got like $10 in Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Those shits are worth like fucking 100,000th of a cent. Come on. Yeah. Now I'd rather invest in myself too. Invest in my time. Invest my time in myself, and two in other people. I think like the right people too. Like just continue like spreading out the good message and helping people however possible, you know. It's not...
A lot of people don't realize that like working on yourself and like growing as like an individual is like a job too, and you need to treat it like more than just like your 9 to 5. Like people don't put that same amount of effort that they do at your job to themselves, and if they were to put that effort that they put into a job into themselves, their life would change. Right, like so much would change. I've told certain people in my life like that are going through weight loss journeys. I go, hey, if you accomplish this one thing in your life, like you lose that weight for yourself, it's going to change your life, because it's like a trickle effect. It's like a domino effect. You know, you push one domino over, and it's just going to move to other aspects of your life. It's going to make you more disciplined in like your job. It's going to make you want more, because you know you could become more. Right? When you look in the mirror, you see who you were, right? And you always have this image of who you want to become. And it's not until you become what you want to become that you realize, like, man, I really could become what I want to become. Right. And some people don't do it because time. Oh, man. You know what's crazy is whenever I talk to people and I tell them, oh, I've lost this weight, they're like, oh, my God, I can't believe it. You know what they ask me? They say, and it got to a point where it's not like irritating, but it's kind of like, okay, like you guys need to think differently too. They're like, how long did it take? How long did it take?
Right.
Like that's
right.
like the question that I get all the time, and at the same time, it's kind of like that doesn't matter
Yeah.
because I'm still here. I'm still like progressing and getting better. And the thing is, it's like a whole lifetime thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people have like certain dates. I've seen like during my weight loss journey, I've seen so many people lose weight, like I mentioned earlier, and it's kind of like, and then give up, reach their goal, give up, get comfortable again, and then get back to how they were.
Yeah.
And if not worse, and then they stop.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it's not what's the point, but it's kind of like you need to really like enjoy the process of the lifestyle you're trying to live.
Right. The day you're having that one day, because that's what's gonna keep you going.
Like who are you rebuilding? Who are you chipping away at? Like what are you trying to be? Like all of that should be thoughts that people are thinking whenever they're trying to become somebody new.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the
Yeah.
goal doesn't, the goal, it doesn't last, and you could easily get it and be unhappy, but the south, like what you build internally, that's what
I mean, it's
you
always
own
going to
forever.
grow. You know,
Yeah.
you're always going to want more. It's just
Right.
who we are as individuals. And that's why they say have really good people around you, have good energy around you. Always have people that have the same mindset as you. Because, like, if you and your partner, if your partner doesn't want to work and you don't want to work out, let's say, and you wake up and your partner's like, I don't want to work out today, but you want to work out, like, who's going to win?
Right.
Right. But if you both wake up and have like the same mindset and the same routine, and you have like, the same motion, or the people around, or you have people that that have the same motion with you, have the same schedule, have the same routine, they keep you motivated. Or maybe you guys work out at different times, but they push you.
Yeah,
Energy matters,
You know
like,
what they're doing.
you know what they're doing,
yeah.
they're always working for something better. They're trying to be better people. So you're like, dang, I don't want to get behind.
Right.
I want to keep growing. Like I think about that. I put a lot of pressure on myself because I'm like, man, I don't want to get behind. I don't want to look less. Like I know I'm only getting older too, and that makes my thinking and my time a little bit more like precious.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's interesting too that like the comparison is like, oh, that's the thief of joy, but comparison, like when you know the people and like that. Like, bro, over here, he's fucking grinding. Like, oh, shit, I got to get on my grind. Like, that's... And it's almost a comparison, too, because, like, oh, I'm comparing my grind to his, but it's not like a... Oh,
we do different... Like, you could be doing different things.
Right, yeah.
But the thing is that energy's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro's going somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to get stuck behind.
Right,
I need to go somewhere, too. I don't know where I'm going to go.
But
like, but
it's not going to be here, though.
But it's not here. Yeah. I know he's not going to be looking back.
Right.
He might be, like, going somewhere forward 100 times, like 100, like maybe more to the left and I'm more to the right, and I see him from afar, but it doesn't mean I'm behind him. I could be just in a different area.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because progress is different for everybody.
Yeah.
We can't get lost in, like, we all have different boats. We're all in the same big ocean, riding different waves. We let people in and out of our boats, and I feel like there's certain people that bring your boat down and create holes, and there's people that help build your boat bigger. So it's kind of like you have to be really mindful and really aware of like who you're around, who you want to bring on. Because, like, man, there's so many shady people too.
Yeah.
If you give them a little avenue and show them a little bit of light, dude, they're gonna want more and more.
Yeah.
And more. And that's why you have to kind of be careful with like who you show that certain things to.
And you do have to make those mistakes along the way. And you're like,
yeah,
bro, like this ain't working. Like you still have love from a distance, and still, but it is what it is. I got to do this right here, and maybe at a different time we could tap back in, but for now I gotta be okay, bro. I gotta really focus on where I'm trying to go, and not like you can't save nobody. You can't save nobody without saving yourself first. So.
Mm-hmm. If they don't want to save themselves, they're gonna end up hurting you.
Yeah. Good luck.
It's like that like cliche saying again, like hurt people.
Yeah.
And unless hurt people want to heal, they're just gonna keep hurting other people because they're not self-aware, and they're never gonna realize like what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's always like it's just like they're crazy. They're same cycle.
Yeah. Impulse decisions.
Yeah, instinct.
Too. Yeah.
Just doing it.
Boom.
Yeah.
How did you develop like your self-awareness? Was it
over time too? Like
it's
it's just life. I read a lot of self-help books. I'm big in therapy. I took therapy throughout my life.
Right.
But I've just realized like it's just really talking to myself, bro.
Right.
I talk to myself
like an internal discussion.
Internal discussions. Like every time, like I'll think about every single interaction I have with people. I think about interactions that I have with myself. I set a lot of goals for myself. I set a lot of like, there's certain standards that I have for myself. I keep myself like, I have like this like rule book that I have for myself that I have like, I have to work out. I have to like listen to certain type. I have to read a certain amount of books throughout like a day, audiobooks, right? So it's like listen to certain books. I have to really work on my mind. On my like downest days, I turn on YouTube and I'm listening to motivational things all day until I feel better. I talk to myself. I do all that cliche stuff. I talk to myself in the mirror. I kind of like, try to really pump myself up because at the end of the day, if you don't do it to yourself, nobody else will.
No, fuck
right?
No. And
So,
you'll dig a hole real quick.
Easily. You can easily get into a hole, man, and not come out or really or wait for somebody to help you get out.
Take up weeks and months of your life.
And you just go and every day just becomes just a wash.
Right.
Every day.
Yeah, you're just trying to get back to where you fucking dug the hole at, bro. Where you started at. Yeah. Is your rule book written down or is it just
I do have it in like my notes on my phone, but it's mainly just something that I kind of keep
like
in
you're
my
already
head.
disciplined.
It's something that I try to like even having conversations with people and just kind of just tell them like, it's just self-help. It's just working on yourself, being self-aware, talking to yourself, it's not really, life isn't really hard. We just kind of make it hard because we want so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you want it this way and that way too. Like you want the cake and the fucking and the eating it too, right? Like we don't want to sacrifice everything and make those changes, but we still want to live better. And then when your actions don't align with your dreams and your thoughts and goals, and then that's suffering right there too. Like almost self-imposed too, because you know what you're supposed to do and what you truly want to do, but you just can't get your actions to match it. And
no, it's like discipline too. A lot of it, we just want to take the easy route. Nobody wants to do like the hard. Nobody wants to do it. And I think over time you just kind of get chiseled. And you just have to put you have to just be selfish sometimes too. You have to put yourself first sometimes. You have to make sure that you sacrifice sleeping in bed for an extra 15 minutes and getting up and going to the gym. Like
15
to me,
minutes earlier.
15 minutes. To me, I know that if I have something going on later that day, I need to get up and go to the gym right away, or else I'm not gonna do it, and it's gonna mess up my whole day. Like,
for sure,
mentally,
for sure. I never feel better skipping the gym.
Yeah.
I never feel better at work if I skip the gym in the morning. Like it never doesn't have. Maybe I'll need some sleep sometimes, extra 2 hours because I'm really tired. But I never feel better when I skip. I never have a better day because I skipped the gym. No matter what, and that
I feel worse.
Yeah,
like like in the middle of the day in the afternoon, I'd be like, "Oh my god, why do I feel so depressed right now?"
Yeah,
it's funny. It's not funny, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's super interesting.
Yeah, like even for the episodes, bro. Like I know I gotta kind of get that mush and like all that little like I gotta get it out the way.
Before? Do you ever like I know a couple friends that do podcasts and they like take some mushrooms before.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet. I would do like a shot.
Yeah.
We would do a shot, and I'll drink a beer. If the guests wanted to drink, they could have a beer or whatever, chill. But I kind of wanted to step away from it a little bit. Like I started microdosing last week.
Yeah.
Like just a tiny little.
How do you like that?
It's been pretty interesting, bro. It's been really good. Like nothing hits like, oh shit, I'm fucking seeing shit. But like there's a clarity and a sharpness, and it kind of started making decisions like for me that like I would open up my laptop and not want to procrastinate, which usually I'm like, fuck, bro. Like I don't want to do this quote and this invoice and all these fucking emails. But now it's just like, I just want to go. And then it kind of took away, like I didn't really want to eat like sweets. I got a sweet tooth that I like didn't want to eat sweets, and I kind of wanted to eat better. And I think I like realized like, nah, I don't want to drink today, like because I had to shoot a solo episode last week.
Oh wow.
And I was like, damn, am I gonna take a shot like and drink a beer? Because I did one a few months ago and I did it, and then this one I was like, nah, I think I'm good. Like I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna get a coffee and see how it goes. And it turned out wow. So yesterday I didn't drink again, and then today I didn't drink, and it's been cool. I'm sure I'll do some shrooms at some point, but it'll have to be like a
controlled.
I'll have to be ready, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have like some fucking monk type of motherfucker on here, bro. Like if I'm gonna be on shrooms and they're gonna be on shrooms, shit. But we'll see. It's cool. It's an interesting. it's powerful as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I feel
There's
like
no denying the power.
if you were able to like use it the right way, it can be very
Yeah,
healing.
for
I feel
sure.
like it allows you to really like talk to yourself and really like understand yourself and see like, hey, like this is what's going on. Like really, maybe
Right.
sometimes that's why people have bad trips too, because it helps them realize things they maybe are hiding from.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Painful
and
shit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
internal, like deep, like maybe like unrooted issues they never wanted to bring up. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Trauma and everything.
Trauma.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. We can hear it so much that we think it's not like true. Like no, like it does help. Like it's actually something that.
it's like programming. It's like
Right.
people just like programming with like weed and like everything else that they want to tell us what's wrong and what's not, just because like I think a lot of it goes down to like money. You know, like
Right.
anybody can
Yeah.
grow and sell either one of them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's hard for them to really control and get their tax or their portion of it
Yep.
because
And to fucking maximize profit, to like
maximize profit.
lowest grade product with the fucking, so you maximize all the profits.
Yeah, so it's just there's a lot, man. There's just a lot that goes with like that game.
For sure, yeah, and it's everything, and that's like kind of a part of capitalism, and it's the it's the bad side of the shit that allows you to be an entrepreneur and have
Yeah.
this opportunity in front of you to keep growing, and
Yeah.
me to be right here when this fucking I got a day job that helps me do this, and
Yeah.
so it's a we can't
And like
burn it.
even though like doing your podcast is a hustle, man.
Yeah.
Like it's a hustle like an entrepreneur. It's like I think it's like starting a business too.
Right.
You got to see what works. You got to see like what funnels you can go to, what market like you're trying to really hit. Because
Yeah.
it's so broad.
For sure.
And if you're trying to hit everything, you gotta like. In my
Find a
opinion, I don't
niche.
have a podcast.
Yeah.
So
Not yet.
but I've always wanted one. But
Yeah.
I've thought about it, and I've tried to put like a lot of the energy into creating something, and I'm like, oh my god, there's a lot of work
Yeah,
that goes
yeah.
into creating a podcast too,
For
man.
sure.
So it's like really,
Yeah.
really good for you.
Yeah,
For
thanks,
real.
bro. Appreciate it too. I got a partner, and we rely on each other a lot. And it's also like I have to develop myself too, because
Yeah.
in the beginning it was like, oh shit, like I had to find my points, and I'm still learning along the way. I have to be able to listen, and
Yeah.
but then I'll hear something and be like, oh, like that's like that something
Yeah.
you could say will, like it'll give me another
Yeah.
question or another idea, but then I still want to listen to you. So it's a lot of skill development, but of course that's the only way that I'm gonna get better and make it actually
Yeah.
valuable. Because if I'm gonna be like
Yeah.
kind of bullshitting and be like, oh, so
Yeah.
what you smoking on, and like
Yeah.
what you chiefing, and what strain, and this. Not
Yeah.
that that's a bad thing and that's good for people's brands, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It's what you want.
It's not
what
deep.
your
It's-
market.
It doesn't have enough
Yeah.
like soul and depth for me, and that's
Yeah.
just me. I'm trying to like really just inspire people and
Motivate.
Yeah, and
That's like what I'm about to like. People always like. I want to just inspire, motivate, and just push people to be their true self.
Yeah,
Like be whoever you want to be, regardless of whoever that is.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because so many of us want to be just a certain type of person, or want to be liked.
yeah,
So we become what we think people like, and then later we just realize, damn, I don't want to be this.
yeah.
And
for
it ends
sure.
up hurting in the long run. Just kind of be willing to fail, be willing to try things, be willing to look dumb.
Willing to
you know.
change and grow
Yeah.
too, and let go of certain parts of yourself.
Love
that,
yourself
like,
enough to fail, to know like, man, whatever I'm doing, I'm getting better.
right.
I'm doing this to be
Yeah.
better. And whenever you don't want to do something, how is it helping you be better? Laying in bed, sitting on your couch, watching TV, be better, be better. I used to be around people that I really, really loved, and they, great working people, did the 9 to 5, but it was always like, you should do more. Like that 9 to 5, they should still do more. That's just fuel. Like don't be stuck there. So I would be like, do more, and they never wanted to kind of do more. And I feel like that's a form of like eventually getting stuck, because you
Yeah.
lose yourself. Man, they can fire you in a snap of a finger if
Right.
if they stop making enough money, or they need to do certain budget cuts or whatever. Where do you think they're gonna start? Not at the
Yeah.
top. And people
Never
don't,
at the top.
never
man.
at the top, never at the top. So what they say, they trim the fat.
Yeah.
So use that fuel to power something else up.
Yeah, and you have to have something to fall back on too. Like,
Yeah.
even when you could have your job, but like something in your life could get fucked up, or a
Something that
relationship.
gives you control.
Yeah,
Because there's nothing more empowering than realize you create something.
yeah,
Like you creating your podcast. Like, man, dude, this is me. This is what I create. This is my signature. This is like whatever happens here is because of me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot of power. That's a lot of like happiness. That's a lot of like emotional investment into things. And people live their whole lives without feeling that.
Yeah.
And like those can be some highs and some super lows, and those can change a person.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
But at least I'm gonna experience it.
Something.
Yeah.
You're gonna become something.
I'll take
Something.
the owls. I'll take everything. But yeah, even if it's never successful, and it's the same level, everything for the next 200, 300, 1,000 episodes, bro. But the work that I did, and even like talking to people like you, bro, like damn, this guy got to like a whole his mindset, his maturity, like your struggles and everything, bro. This is all investments. It's like I'm the one winning right here, like just in this chair, bro. Like I could not release this episode, bro, and I took mad dubs today, bro. Like I got gamed up gems, bro, and so it's all like, bro, it's like win, 4 wins, bro, quadruple win situation, bro. And then that's like kind of the thing that we miss though too, like. Because you get so caught up in the big gold and the lights and all the flashy shit, bro. Yeah, you don't realize, like, bro.
Let's go to this concert. Yeah. Oh, Hardfest is this weekend, or I love sports, so I know Sundays is gonna come around. And bro, I used to be super committed to football. I would stop hanging out with family. I would dedicate my life. I used to run like 10 fantasy football leagues, gamble like crazy with my cousins and friends, and I loved football a lot. And I would dedicate my life to it. And now I've regressed a little bit, but like people live for that.
Right.
I put all that energy to myself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like what everybody kind of needs to do.
Yeah.
Like and I think that's kind of like the key to happiness as well for a lot of people.
Yeah,
we get lost in trying to make other people happy that we forget to make ourselves happy.
Yeah, it's good to have outlets and good to have things you enjoy and that you find fun and entertaining, but they gotta be tempered, bro. They gotta be tempered.
Controlled.
You have to be able to know, like, this is not the end all be all at all, bro. Like I gotta wake up tomorrow and I got a list of things to do. I owe all this shit to myself still. Every day I owe this to myself.
And thinking like that is hard too, bro, because not everybody thinks like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be around people where we have conversations like that and they get irritated.
Yeah.
Like talking like this because it's too much or it's overwhelming or you're one of those and oh my god, here we go again and this and that.
Motivational
always,
guy,
bro.
Right
this
here,
guy, man, like, oh man, like you know how many times like, and it's just sometimes like it's just innate. Like I can't help it.
Yeah.
I really, really can't. And so many times I'm just like, I'm such a dumbass. Like, why did I even open my mouth? So many times with like friends and family, bro. And I'm just like, why did I say anything? Like, why did I open my mouth? Why and it just sucks because you just wish that, like, hey man, like we all have to find ways to kind of like promote each other.
Yeah.
Without hating each other.
For sure. Yeah. It's hard. It's also like that you just open up things. The only people that are bothered about it that are the ones that have that potential, that know like fuck, like he's right, or I actually do have to do something, or like fuck, like, like I want to make music, or I want to do clothes, or this or that. The people that are comfortable, like whatever they're doing, they're gonna do their 30 years at this job, or they're gonna do their union, and they're gonna get a 401k, and they're happy and they lived a good life and their family's healthy and everything. Like that's beautiful too, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the only people that are bothered are the ones that they have that little flame in them too, that knows like, nah, like I'm supposed to be doing something bigger, bro.
And that's true what you just said, because a lot of the times, bro, I would talk to people and I'd be like, man, don't you want more for yourself? And I've had to realize, like, bro, some people are just okay doing that, and that's okay too.
Yeah, that's happiness too.
That's happiness too. And I've thought, and just because it's not happiness for me doesn't mean it's not happiness for anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's just, we all live different lives.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay too. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, this is all a simulation, anyways.
Fuck, bro. I'm trying to. I need to talk to the operator. Let's get this shit fucking.
Bro, now that I just say that because I saw on the internet that they like did the IVF on a 30-year-old like what is it called? Embryo, a 30-year-old embryo. And I like thinking out of the box things. Right. Okay. So is religion something you can talk about here?
Of course. So everything on the table.
You know how Mary, she was pregnant, and it was
right.
Well, what if she was IVF and she's from the future?
Right. Yeah, I
I'm
got
just
you.
kidding, bro.
No.
No, like think about that.
Yeah.
Because like, what if like I think religion is kind of like a form of control,
Right.
right? It is, like, in my opinion, right? And a lot of people use it for whatever reason. I don't want to talk bad about it because it's good. It's good for people. People should, if people need direction and they need to find direction, they should go to church and religion and all that. But it is like a form of control. If you even look at the 10 commandments, it's telling you how to live your life and how to live.
Especially when you accept it blindly. And don't like try to find the contradictions with it.
You just accept it blind. You live that life, and I know a lot of people that they do that, and that's fine. Like, that's their life, how they want to live it. And I used to think like, oh man, I don't want people to live that, but it's just what they do. But I think about, like, out of like, what would happen if that wasn't in their situation?
Right.
Who would they be at that point? And a lot of people get lost in that sauce too. But I don't think
I mean, that's like, but low-key, that's like not the science aligns though, right? Like, Jesus was in vitro. Like, he could have been if they had it.
Think
back
about
then,
it, bro. Like, think about it.
That's right. It's the virgin birth.
Yeah. I mean, because if I think I do believe that if we're energy, which means we're some type of like transferable being of some sort, right? So if we do live some sort of like simulation or alternate dimensions where we travel through time.
We're space and time. We're not bound by it the same way we are.
I mean, what is really space and time? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff.
Right.
What if that was a thing? Like, what if they put an embryo on her? Like, she was abducted. Think about this, right? I said it as kind of like jokingly because it's a really freaking deep concept. But think about this, right? She was abducted. She was given an embryo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brought back. Like, there's been a lot of abductions, and then that was just like, it was a miracle. Like, she's never had sex, nothing has happened, and it was just like a miracle, and that was the creation of something.
Right. And then you could even take it deeper, that they, like they could tweak, like they could direct the babies, the colored eyes or this or that.
They can do everything. Now they can do it, and slowly, you know why we're learning? Because I do feel like, okay, this is even get, because I do feel nowadays you can have twins, you can have, like you just said, you can modify the certain embryos, certain type of way. I'm getting really excited about this, so that's why I was really confused. But it's like, think about that.
Yeah, and they made the perfect baby.
Which in reality we don't really kind of like know. It's all
it's all
perceived to what they make us want to believe, or how it is, or who it is, or what it is. But I don't know. I thought about that concept when that idea came from reading that little headline, like 30-year-old embryo was born or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, that made me think. Well, imagine this, Yeah.
No, I mean, that's wicked, bro. Because then it's he was the son of God, right?
Am I crazy, bro? Is that like a crazy thought? Like, honestly,
nah,
like, be real. Like, should I just like never talk about this again?
Nah,
because I've only mentioned this to like 2 other people, and one of them agreed, and the other one thought I was really crazy.
It's I like that type of shit. I like because you're it's cutting edge, right? It's cutting edge, and if you're if you don't have these type of thoughts and voice them, who knows when you're not gonna voice a thought that changes your life, that's the right business move. Like, you gotta kind of be crazy, bro, and you gotta kind of walk that edge, bro, like, because you never know what's gonna work, you never know how it's gonna play out. And I speak freely too, bro. I don't really I know
sometimes it gets me in trouble, bro, but for like the majority of the part, it's just like living and learn. Like,
for sure.
I'd rather say it than not say it. It is what it is.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, there's no loss neither, like nothing, we're not gonna edit this shit out. Like, this is, we don't got no fucking, nobody's calling the shots on this shit, bro. It is, bro. We keeping it fucking, we right here.
Yep,
we right here.
Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. Bro. Thanks. I appreciate that you kind of mess with my little crazy thought right there.
Yeah, no.
It is a little unorthodox and a little weird. I know it's a little touchy subject for a lot of people, for sure. But if you can't kind of like stay true to kind of like your own thoughts and your own feelings, or whether it be wrong or right, it's just a thought. It's something that came to my head.
How strong is something if you can't critique it? Like, how, like, if this is supposed to be the thing that's gonna change the world that we should all accept, then fuck, we gotta be able to critique critique
That's
it, bro.
true.
It's like the same thing.
Like things only hurt when they're kind of real or true to you.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and if it's not true, then you should be secure enough to be like, well, that's not me.
Yeah.
You know, but if things really are, you know, I think you're right. That's very valid for sure. Like this is kind of what I like. I love like mind coaching, like, you know,
bigger
like
picture.
mind building, growth building, like just unorthodox conversations, pretty chill, like talk about everything and anything, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
just life.
Yeah.
Life is so much.
That's the beauty of a conversation too. It's like when it's genuine, it's gonna go anywhere and everywhere, and that's what we're aiming for
It
too.
has to
bro.
be like you said, it has to be like both waves.
Yeah.
You know, meeting the right person, having the right energy, and like having the ability to connect like your thoughts and your ideas too, because a lot of people might not like what you have to say, and they
Right.
make that known and don't allow you to kind of like speak freely and kind of like, you know, get lost in your own words.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's what we have this. That's a good part about it being independent though too,
Yeah.
and like being having our own self sufficiency. Like, bro, I'm gonna figure it out. And of course, even when I look back and shit, like, oh, like I missed my idea, or I even like just stuttered a little bit, or things like that. Like, oh, you know, well, it's just another little thing that I'm gonna improve on, and the next episode will be a little bit better. And it's fucking. There's gonna be, we're gonna win something, bro. We're gonna win something. I could tell you that too, just from talking to you today, bro. You're gonna win something, even if you know, and you already won something, and we're already winning every day. But this shit, the journey is still going forward, bro. It's still going forward for sure.
I mean, making real. I think a lot of life is really making relationships that keep fueling you throughout life, because life is really depressing and dark, you know. And like I try to walk around being a light to the people that I love.
Right.
You know, when like I've gotten into so many not fights, but like arguments or like discussions with people, because people come to me and they tell me the bad thing happening in their life, and it's just my instinct to be like, well, you know, it could be like this, or you could be worse, or this can happen. And I always try to be like devil's advocate, or try to give like a different light to things.
Right.
And it's like we all need those type of people.
For sure.
We're always coming to those people for a reason. Like you're gonna call me because you know that I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You know.
Or I'm not gonna let you wallow in your misery.
I'm gonna be like, bro, you've already soaked for how long? Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Move on. Like, get up. You know, it's time to do something.
Yeah.
You know.
And then those negatives, like in your story, bro, how it took like a bad injury, that those negatives, fucking, they end up somewhere. You know, they end up somewhere great, bro. And it's not easy to remember that, no matter how many bad things we go through that end up turning into something great. And like it's still, when it happens and it hurts and it's in the fucking moment, whatever it is, like, fuck, bro, I don't want to be going through this. Like, fuck this. Like, my life should be different.
Yeah.
It's like a part of not accepting reality too. Like, nah, bro, this present moment is all you have anyway, so you might as well accept it.
That was what I was gonna say too.
Painful and uncomfortable as it is, you know, whether it's, you know, like fucking breakups or losing people that you love, or job, whatever it is, or just a bad day, bro. Like, fuck it. It's today. This is today, but tomorrow we're gonna see what it is, and it's up to you to decide what it is, no matter what.
Kobe said it best, you know. He said like, whether you win or lose, tomorrow you got to do it again.
Yeah.
Like always, and that's kind of like how life is. Like
Yeah,
always got to do it again. Always got to do it again. I didn't even realize it until like he passed away, but Kobe was like one of the guys that I've always like really liked, and I liked it because I remember growing up, people used to hate on Kobe.
Yeah.
Heavy, because he was different, because he worked hard, because he was always like, he always had like a higher standard, and that's kind of like how I always like kind of was with myself, like internally. But growing up, I didn't have the right environment.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have the right people around me, so it was always me trying to pump myself up, and then other people popping your balloons, and then trying to pump yourself up again, and other people popping your balloons. And I feel like over time, eventually, you know, you just kind of like, your hands get tired, your arms get tired, you know, especially if you don't have like the energy to recharge your battery.
The maturity,
you
and
know
the
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not only just you, but like the other energy around you.
Right.
You know, if the energy around you keeps bringing you down, like you're gonna eventually get stuck there. You know, until you can drag yourself out of there.
Yeah.
You know.
And until you make it that much harder too, bro. Yeah.
And that's like the good thing about it. Like people who suffer, and especially can be like a light. Like when I see people that go through like really bad handicapable, like really bad accidents. Like I have a friend who is like a gym rat, you know, like a super gym rat, and he doesn't have like a leg. but he's always posting himself doing like squats and lunges and all these like hard workouts, you
Yeah,
know. And
yeah.
I'm just like, dang, dude, like this guy can like just be like, yo, I'm not working out because I don't have a leg, you know. But he shows up every day and grinds and is
Which,
in great shape and
yeah,
you know hustles for his own life and does his own thing. And I get inspiration from so many people. Like I love hearing people's stories and seeing people's challenges because it's like it fuels you. You're like, oh my god, man, like you're
it's
so
real.
awesome, bro. You're so
Yeah,
great. I want to be like you. I want you to be.
yeah,
I want to learn from you.
yeah.
Like what fuels you? Like I love learning what
And
fuels
that thing
people.
inside you is real because you
Yeah.
see them. They've done it too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's real, bro. Like it's like,
It's
nah, I'm not
huge.
tripping. Like, I'm not tripping. Like,
No.
because it's you catch yourself thinking that when you got big dreams and goals and this, like, bro, like, oh, well, I'm fucking tripping, right? Like, nah,
Yeah.
like, nah, what the fuck? I'm not gonna do it. Like, nah, right? I'm like, nah, like, it's real, bro. People fucking transform. I mean, it's humanity, bro. We've over the shit that we, have to overcome here in this society where it's like our ancestors were overcoming
Yeah.
fucking crazy situations, bro. Like just bloodline, bro. Like
Yeah.
millennia, just millions of years, bro. We've been overcoming shit, and it's still coded within us, bro. It's
I mean,
in
if
us,
you
bro.
really think about it, if you like move all this noise, like even having a podcast, having money created noise. Money, right? So it created distractions. It created all of it. It created like a form of like life, or a new form of life. Because before we would either be the hunters or we would do some type of thing like gardeners,
Yeah,
or we would be
farming, yeah.
farming. We would have some type of village form.
Right.
But now
Smaller tribes,
smaller
too.
tribes, yeah, exactly. But industrialism and all that changed our way of life too. Not just industrialism, but like it all just changed
For
over
sure.
life. You know what I'm saying? And like money now is used as like a form of control too.
Right.
Right? Why? What's the first thing that we do when we wake up? Let's go get our daily bread.
Right.
Some way, somehow, whether you're clocking in or you're hustling.
Yeah.
You gotta go get your daily bread.
You got to.
And back then you would wake up and what would you do? Go get your daily bread. If you were one of the hunters, you would go out and go get your daily bread.
But there was no middleman of the current.
There was
currency.
no like
There
you
was
work
currency,
for me, I'm gonna give you money so you can go eat and do your. No, it was just you get either you eat or you starve.
Right.
And that's why I think fasting is really big too.
Mhm.
I do intermittent fasting and I think it's really huge because I feel like we're all just like primitive beings.
Yeah.
And we should try to be that type of person, and like in a controlled setting.
Yeah. Unleash those instincts a little bit
Yeah.
because they're useful for sure. There's no
They make you feel good.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself,
For sure.
testing yourself, accomplishing little like tasks every day.
Yeah, suffering too.
Suffering,
Like especially
suffering.
physically, it's
Yeah.
just stupid rewarding. Like bro,
Sick sometimes.
Yeah. I'll get up at 4 in the morning and work out.
That's right.
And have more energy than if I slept until 6, bro. I'll feel better at work.
Yeah.
I'll be.
Isn't it weird how our brain works? Like you wake up and you press the snooze button and then you get up 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later where you think you should be more rested, but in fact you're way more tired.
Yeah.
That's like so
Feel
weird.
terrible,
Like,
yeah.
right? It's like your body's saying like, yo, you're not doing what I want you to do.
Yeah, this is not how we operate anyways. Yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the most difficult, simple thing to get right. Like just getting up early, bro, and getting out of bed and just like, boom, don't wait, don't do nothing, don't drag. Let's just roll. Let's just roll, bro. The momentum and everything.
Yeah.
How it just builds up.
Create your own 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Who do you want to be and what does that person look like and what do they do on a daily basis and obey them every single day.
Right.
Like I want to have a nice body. Right. So what does a person do to have a nice body? He works out and eats right. Make sure you add that onto your thing. I want to be smart and I want to be able to talk to people and hold conversations with people and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what are you going to do? I'm going to read. I'm going to learn up on like, the modern times. I'm going to read the newspaper or self-help books, whatever it may be. I want to get my money right. I want freedom.
Right.
Work on that. Okay, what avenues are going to give you freedom? All that comes with like education. You got to figure out ways. The thing is so many people just want to be told how to do certain things. They want everything, but they just want you to tell them how to do it or instruct them. Or once you tell them how to do it, they're like, oh, fuck, I got to put all that work in first before I get that. Like, I don't know if I really want to do that.
Let me do some more research.
I've been doing all this research. I'm like, all right, dude, what have you done though? And they get stuck in that, like, it's just an illusion sometimes.
Right. And
for them.
And that one's fucked up because you get you get that trick of like, no, I'm doing good. Like this is good. Like I'm researching. Like at least I'm not watching Netflix or watching. I'm growing
because
I'm
you're
growing.
learning things. You're keeping
Yeah.
these, but in reality, you're like just still stuck.
Yeah.
You
for
know, I
sure.
feel like learning. Like there was this quote that I read where like, as long as you're walking, the path opens. You know, and a lot of people want paths to open, but they're stuck. They're just standing,
Yeah.
and nothing's gonna open.
Yeah.
You know, and I've learned that a lot. There's so many times where I've just felt lost and I didn't know what to do, and something happens where it gives me direction again, or it gives me hope to keep
For
trying.
Sure. Yeah, to
You
even
know,
take that
to
step.
just keep going, because there's so many times where you're just like, what am I doing, bro? I look like an idiot. Like, how am I perceived? Or you question yourself. Like, it's just valid. It's just, you know, like we all go through the tests of time, what they call it, you know? So it's like, am I doing the right thing? Should I go back to my old life? Is the grass actually really greener, you know? And if you're on the right path, life will show you, you know, your direction.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it be like the right way or the wrong way, you're either gonna hit the wall and you're gonna realize, whoa, this was not the path you had to go. It's time for you to turn around or do something new. Or it's gonna open a door and you're gonna be like, whoa, this was the path that I had to come because it just changed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that one customer, that one client, that one door, that one event can change.
That one risk.
That one risk can change your life. And change is so skewed to people because people are like, man, you changed, you made it. You just made a shit ton of money. You're him. But you don't realize like making it is also having freedom, having the ability to do what you want, when you want, whenever you want. It's also being a different person. You know what I'm saying? Not being who you were the year, like, that's one thing that I always tell people is like, I always want to be different from like from when you meet me, whether it be a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, whatever it may, I want to be different in some way and somehow, whether it be mentally, financially, physically. I don't know how, but
a new hobby, anything,
something. I want to be like different. I don't want to be the same.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that in life is winning.
For sure.
You know, always never staying the same and always just transcending.
I think that gives us a little bit of peace of mind too, knowing, right? Like, no, like, bro, I'm.
Because you feel good.
Yeah.
You feel good learning something. You feel good achieving new things. You feel good creating something. You know, and it gives you a sense of like hope. Like, okay, I'm not just like, because nobody wants to be normal.
No.
Nobody wants to be just like everybody else.
For sure.
And you want to be singular. You want to be, you know, unique. You know, and like having that, I feel like having that creativity and like outlet helps people find out, figure it out. And it's hard. There's so many people that are going to try and they'll crash and get even more depressed because they can't take it. And it's a lot of heat, you know, it's like really putting yourself out there in front of millions and people. Well, that's how you think, right?
Yeah.
You'd hope you get millions of views on whatever you put out there, but in reality you don't. But that's like our biggest like drama.
Right.
You know, it's our head giving all this illusion like, bro, you'd be happy if you got 200 views on that video, bro. Post that. Don't even trip. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's like it's the stage, right? Like it's like you said earlier, like it's like an extension of us, right? The social medias are like, that's where we portray ourselves.
It's what you're portraying to
like
be
in
like
a play, like or something like like the theater of the internet, bro.
Yeah, like you're trying to attract to certain type of people.
Right.
You're gonna become attractable to this certain type of people.
Yeah.
And like in reality, like some people are who they say they are, and some people are a character.
Right.
You know, it's just kind of like, who are they?
You know, unfortunately, characters get rewarded sometimes, you know, like the Conor McGregor, Kobe Covington, like that type of fucking, not that Kobe elevated to like,
I mean, look at the Island Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys, they went all like, crazy and like they who are they? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do they do? Like, there's so many of them. I mean,
where's the validation? Why am I looking at this fucker?
Yeah, like why? And I remember like, who are these guys? What do they do? What, you know? And then one time I just started seeing like these things about it. And I'm like, okay, like, you know. So there's just a lot, like you said, there's like the D's nuts guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And you see these nuts, you see that from on Fremont Street in Vegas sometimes.
Yeah, dude. So, he was like homeless. He'd be like, if you want to take a picture, you have to pay me
$20.
Yeah, it's like he's charging money now for
give me a lunch.
Yeah.
Which that's that flash in the pan shit though. That's not it that'll never work for a person like you or a person like me or the people that we admire.
Yeah,
you know, it's all everybody we look up to is all long term, bro. The people that inspire you, that inspire me, that's all long term growth,
Yeah.
bro. It's all process.
Yeah.
Trusting the process and continue. Think about it, being able to take those L's.
Yeah, it's always reinventing yourself,
Right.
trying new things and becoming anew.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
Hell
It's
yeah.
fucking awesome, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
What's it just like my experience like, bro? It's how is it for you knowing like all the guys and everybody from Oyama? Because, bro, like when I walked in there and like when I would do the 12 p.m. classes and the pro team would be working, and like, bro, like damn, like these are people. Like, wait, I have my dreams, like, and I want to work for them, and like I believe in them. Like, oh, these dudes are working in here every fucking day for their dreams. Like,
Yeah.
I come in here on Monday, they're there. Then Tuesday, they're there. At night, they're there. Or they took it out on Saturday, they're there on Monday, bro. Like, so it's just it's incredibly refreshing to be around people that are chasing their
Yeah.
dreams every day, and it's not like I'm not seeing it on a video. Like, no, I'm seeing it like
Yeah.
bro's right there, bro. Bro's
Yeah.
right there, fucking pouring sweat, bro.
Yeah, like you're talking to bro when he's going through like, his toughest times of his life, and you realize like you're with just another human going after his hustle.
Right.
And like energy is everything, like fueling each other, promoting each other, because everybody goes through like ups and downs, bro.
Yeah,
Like you say,
yeah.
like you go out there, win or lose, you're gonna have to show face on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's always being consistent. I think it's a lot like staying real. And dude, I have like a bunch, like the homies from Oyama, like Fernando, Robert, Roberto. We've been we've gone really close, like over the years. And I think it's because we both continue. We all have like the same mindset where we want to be better individuals as a whole, right? Whether it be like we want to level up financially, we want to be better like physically. They want to improve in their hustle and their game and their like sport. They want to
Yeah.
be the best,
Right.
and I want to be the best at whatever I'm doing. And I know
Yeah.
that in order for me to do that, I have to be around the mindset of people that are like that.
Right. Yeah.
Who wake up with a mission and a purpose every single day, because in order for me to get to where I want to be, I have to wake up with a mission and a purpose every single day. So like being around people that literally dedicate themselves to like the hustle and the grind and all that, like just influences me to do the same in my own way.
Yeah.
My own
for
hustle,
sure.
my grind, like they motivate me. Like, dude, I'm lucky and blessed to like been able to like work out and train with them and grow, and they've taught me so much, and they've helped me become so much of a better like individual athlete, like just physically overall
Friend,
friend.
everything, yeah.
I've learned so much. Like I've
Right.
learned so much just from them, and our relationships that we built with like the people that I've met from them, and just like the journey in general.
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
just being around the people at Team Oyama, like Coach Colin. He's a great guy. He's been very welcoming as well too.
Yeah.
He's been super
Legend.
friendly, legend in the game, really respected. I've gone to Vegas
Every
a few
level.
times. I went to New York for like the fights. Where else did I go? Yeah, just Vegas, New York. And I was gonna go to the Miami one, but Roberto got rescheduled and something like that.
Yeah.
But like being in like the UFC circles while my boys are gonna do their thing, and seeing how respected Coach Colin is, and how
Royalty.
how like a lot of people really do like admire him and look up to him and respect him, and like just the way he just kind of like moves about life, and how like just the homies too, like dude, like these guys are the way they're respected. I love to see it. Like I know when we go to like Vegas and all the UFC events, a lot of people recognize Fernando a lot.
Yeah.
And just the love and respect they all have for each other and for the
Yeah.
sport is cool. And like I love seeing that type of brotherhood.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's kind of like that's dope.
It's something that you don't, until you're in a situation like that, you don't realize how like fulfilling it is, bro. Like just even just being at an event, bro, and just supporting there and cheering somebody, and like that, oh shit,
Like these are athletes at the top of their game, and
Right,
you
right.
realize they're just human beings
yeah,
who do the same thing every single day at an extraordinary level. Like
Right.
they just do it every day more than you can even think about. Like they wake up and they just think about it. Like they just train. They're training 2 to 3 times a day. They think about like their work. They're devoted to that.
study of the
And
game
that's why
too.
they're different.
right,
Because these people chose that path to be different in that avenue of life. Like, and I started thinking about like we get lost in the sauce. Like I would go there and be like, oh my god, it's like starstruck. Like all these people, like all these cool, like fighters and all these. I meet all these like
people you look up to.
Yeah, and like, oh man, like I see you on social media and this and that, and then you realize like, man, these people are like that because these people made a choice one day and we're like, yo, I'm going to commit everything that I have, every single ounce of energy that I have into doing this. And this is what I became.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, and you realize that and that makes me realize like, if I was to do the same thing, I could become what I want to become in my avenue of life.
Right.
You know, and that's why I enjoy and I'm so grateful to have the privilege to be around people like that because I know that like it's fuel being around that energy right there. Knowing that these people put in all that energy and you're just there and it makes it a little more real.
Yeah, firsthand.
Yeah.
And then you also don't, you're not like watching training videos and this on the internet or watching embedded and listening to the press conference. Like, now you're seeing them at a human level. Like, you're seeing bad days. You're seeing fucking, you're seeing the ups and downs of the journey and this and that and all the shit that the fans don't see, like the travel and this and that. Like, you're saying, like, nah,
like
bro,
they have personal problems too.
Yeah, exactly.
And they still got to do their thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, whether they have a personal problem, whatever problems they may have, they still got to do it.
Yeah, but
a lot of these guys have injuries or are dealing with like something, and you would never know.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They still got to work.
Greatness though too, right?
And that's what I realized. Like, and then I talked to certain people and. You just said it like right on the nail. That's the greatness.
Yeah.
I've talked to certain people. I'm like, how you been, bro? Oh, man. I haven't worked out in so long because my knee's hurting or my shoulder's hurting or this or that. And you just realize like, oh, okay, so you haven't done anything at all. And you're like, no. And then you meet them again like 3 months later and it's the same excuse. And you've progressively gotten like a little worse.
Right.
And then you notice the people that are like, dude, I'm so fucked up, bro. My shoulder hurts, this and that. But, we're still going.
Yeah.
We're still putting it out there.
I'll be okay. I'll just
be all right.
I'll be careful there.
Lifting a little less, I started doing more legs or I started more cardio.
Right.
They find a way to just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like that I hated running.
Right.
I hated running. So during COVID, I was in like the middle of my transition. What was that, 2019?
2020,
right? Yeah, 2020, around there. I was maybe like 300 pounds, 320. And I remember I hated running because they would hurt my knees. And I used to have like that pain in the bottom of your foot where it's like that stabbing pain. I don't know what it's called.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, we go. I'm not even going to try to say that. And, bro, I just remember slowly but surely just walking, running. And by the end of the COVID year, I ran like 340 miles. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then I never got runner, so I still hate running. Yeah. But I enjoy it more now than I did before.
You found the peace within it.
Yeah, find a way to like train your mind.
Yeah,
you gotta find the joy in doing the things you don't want to do.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's gonna create something of you, whether. Regardless of whatever it is.
It's a win. It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
Yeah. No matter how.
Find the joy in the work.
Yeah. Oh, man, I really appreciate this one, bro. This one might be my favorite one so far, bro.
Dude,
this was incredible, bro. Thank you for openly sharing your story and the pain and the actual number, that the weight that you were, and man, just you have my admiration and respect, bro, for your mindset, what you've accomplished already, and I can't wait to just help you do whatever you need to do, like however I can help you, and just to to keep on rolling, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me. Like I said, I love having people in my life who are builders, right, because this world's meant to be constructed, and like there was a reason we met, and I don't know why or what, but something's gonna happen, and you're in my life too now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're gonna be in each other's journey, and we're gonna see each other grow, and we're gonna become something.
Hell yeah,
we don't know what, but we're gonna become something.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be this, bro. Just one last thing, just for it's the staple. Like, where are you going from here, bro?
So from right now, I currently have 2 brands that I really run, which is Broke Boys. It's Broke Boys OC. We also have a Broke Boys SF, which is like being ran in Northern California. Broke Boys is as of right now, we're like a head shop. We sell a lot of 420 accessories and all that, but we want to become we are a 420 lifestyle brand. So we target elevated athletes, people who are like, like stoners that like to work out and like to be, an elevated version of themselves. Yeah. But we also provide a service, which is we provide all the smoking essentials for the stoners at all like dispensaries, and we become more of like that middle gap between the dispensary and the smoke shop, right? Because they they don't really intertwine.
Yeah, they don't overlap.
So we go to the consumer, and we're also like, we're just a cannabis lifestyle brand, kind of like LRG,
Right.
kind of like that, like the cookies, like the Backpack Boys. We're like an all 420 brand, which takes a little bit of time to grow and cultivate, but we've been going at that for about 4 years. Like I said, we work with like the biggest brands. We're pretty tapped in with like Catalyst in like Long Beach. Our boys out there in LA, like LA Kush. So we do a lot of events with like the cannabis community, where we bring like a lot of like our glass pieces, a lot of our merch, and a lot of like our inventory to the community, instead of having them come to us. And we have a lot of cool and interesting pieces. We believe that smoking should be fun. It should spark a conversation. You should have really cool and interesting pieces, and like something that brings diversity into like the culture. And then I'm a big believer in health and wellness. Like I mentioned earlier, I lost a lot of weight. I did intermittent fasting, and I did juicing, because I love to eat. I'm just a fatty at heart. So I needed to find a way to like control my eating habits, and juicing really helped me.
Right.
So I've been juicing for about 7-8 years now. And then as of August of last year, I created a brand called Gio's Juice, where I sell fresh pressed hydration juices.
Let's go.
And it's been doing pretty well. I have them at like a few gyms right now. It's being sold at like 10th Planet Orange. 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu is like in like Orange County and LA. I have them at like Rounders MMA, and I also sell them at Team Oyama. I also partner up a lot with dispensaries, and we sell the juices at like dispensaries. One in Santa Ana, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9. We have them there every day. And we also do events with a lot of other cannabis brands. Like we just had one on Thursday with like one of the biggest cannabis, like Rover, Stizzy, Happy Dad, Plug and Play, Puffco, all the biggest names in California were there, and we were just promoting our brand and our hydration juice. And that's kind of what I'm going to keep doing, is find ways to create more avenues and more income, and grow the brand and grow everything.
Yeah.
It's just continue to get better, refine, keep it going.
Yeah, and hey, you're keeping it going.
Yeah.
You're keeping it going for sure, bro.
Thank you.
Going from here, episode 22, I believe. This is a good one. This was a good one. Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you guys soon.